Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a false lashes how-to or a demo on how to apply false lashes. I'm going to give you all the tips and tricks I use. It's going to make it the easiest for you to apply your false lashes. I know they can be super frustrating, especially if you're new. It seems like overwhelming and I can't get it right and they won't stick and I don't know how to trim them and all these things. So I'm going to go over all my tips and tricks that are going to make it easier for you if you want to wear false lashes. So if you're interested in seeing how I apply my false lashes, then please keep watching. If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm always on the hunt for indie brands, and I find a lot of brands on Instagram that have lashes or cosmetics, and one of them I came across was actually Saucy Lashes. I am partnering with them for this video, and I was super excited to do so because I actually bought their lashes probably like 6 months, a year ago. I purchased from them a couple of times. If you've been following me, you probably did see them in my Snapchats, but I really am excited to partner with this brand because they actually do have cruelty-free lashes, meaning they will never use mink, which is super exciting for me. They have over 20 different styles, and I'm going to show you some of them. They are obviously reusable. I'm going to give you my tips and tricks on how to keep your lashes nice and fresh and be able to use them multiple different times. They also have lash trios on their website that are at a discounted price. So if you want to save some money, they have flash sales every month, so you definitely want to follow their newsletter. And then they offer free shipping in the United States with orders over $35. Now, Saucy Lashes does have a couple lash styles that are available at Hot Topic, and the rest of the styles are exclusively at their website. They did give me a code. If you want to use the code BabsBeauty, you can save some money on your order. And I'm going to go through all the lash styles, not all of them I guess, but I did pull quite a bit of the ones that stood out to me. I'm going to show you close-ups and tell you the name just so you can get a feel for their lashes. But I will have everything linked down below in case you want to check them out. So I'm going to go into all the styles now. Okay, so I have you zoomed in. The first thing that I would recommend doing before you start putting on your false lashes is to curl your lashes. This is just going to help if you have lashes that kind of go straight down. When you put your lash on, it's going to be very curled, and then you're going to have like a separation. You're going to have a harder time kind of putting them together. You can use any lash curler that you have on hand. I'm just going to use this Tarte one, and I have obviously my makeup ready. You know, anything that I would do. You don't have to have a winged liner to do lashes. I just wanted to do that today. Basically just going to curl both your lashes just to give you a little bit of lift so that they mesh better with your falsies. The next step is definitely to apply mascara before you do your false lashes, especially for someone like me with my really light colored lashes. My blonde lashes are going to stick out like a sore thumb. I'm going to have these big, beautiful, curled black false lashes and then these white little lashes that are just kind of underneath. It's going to look separated. It's not going to look cohesive. Whether you have blonde hair or not, definitely apply your mascara before. So I'm just going to take this Lorac mascara, any mascara will do, and just do a normal coating on your lashes as you would if you were not going to wear falsies. So now that I have mascara on, I'm going to choose the lash I'm going to be working with, and today I'm going to be working with Port City, and these are obviously from Saucy Lashes. Pretty dramatic, wispy, and they kind of hit all the marks. So when you get your lashes home, they will come in a little box like this. It says Saucy Lashes on it, and you open it up, and here are the lashes. Now you can store your lashes in here because you're going to want to use them multiple times. In terms of using your lashes multiple times, you just want to make sure that you're not applying a bunch of mascara to the actual lash. The less mascara that you apply to the actual false lash, the longer they're going to last. If they're looking a little bit old or a little bit worn, you can take a Q-tip with eye makeup remover and kind of run it over the band of the lash. Also, you can pick off the glue with your fingertips, or tweezers very, very lightly. I use tweezers and it'll just kind of get the glue buildup off, and then they're brand new basically. And you can also take a spoolie, like a clean spoolie, anything that maybe is on like your brow duo or something like that, and run it through the fibers just to get any gunk out. If there was something, you know, glitter, mascara, eyeshadow, pigment, something that had fallen on it, and they're basically reusable. So if you take good care of your lashes, you can get a ton of uses out of them. So inside your lash package, you'll see like a little ribbon. And basically the point of that is to be able to pop this component out so that you can work with the lashes and still have the box to store them, but you don't have to like get them out with this big box in hand, if that makes sense. Now, in terms of removing the lash from the actual tray, you do not want to grab the end of the lash and rip it off. You do not want to grab the end of the lash or the fibers of the lash with your tweezers and pull, because you can kind of damage a lash. Sometimes I've had lashes that will literally rip apart when I'm pulling it. Expensive lashes have done that to me. So you want to be really careful. You want to make sure that you're always grabbing from the band. I use tweezers because I do have acrylics. If you don't have acrylics, it might be easier for you. So I'm going to demo how I would actually remove the lash from the band. Okay, so I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm going to go at the band and I'm going to lightly pull off, and you can see that the one side of the lash is lifted, and then you do it to the other side as well. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see is people not trimming their lashes. You can absolutely not take it out of the box and just pop it on. Everybody's eye shape is different. Some people with elongated eyes might not have to trim a lot. Some people with really small eyes might have to trim quite a lot. And when you look up close, if you can see, there's little tabs on each side of the lash as well. I think those are just meant for easier kind of pickup out of the case. So you definitely don't want those on there. So when people are like, well, how do you trim them? How do you know? It's literally trial and error. The more you use lashes, the more you would know. But if I were to put this on my eye right now, it is not going to fit. It doesn't fit right. It's too long for my eye, so I'm going to have to trim it to fit my eye shape. So you literally just kind of set it on there, kind of see what you think, take it off, trim it, and it's a trial and error. Another important thing to mention is typically you want to trim from the outside of the lash. The outside of the lash is really flared out very long, the longest part of the lash typically. So you want to trim off of that so you're keeping the shape. The inside of the lash is meant to be the inside of the lash, whereas you have more play or more room to play with the outside of the lash, if that makes sense. Don't go too crazy. Don't go hacking it in half. Just take the littlest bit off, reposition it on your eye, and kind of see where you're at. And sometimes it takes a couple trims to get where you need to be. So now that you've trimmed the lash, you're ready to apply the glue to the lash band. I prefer lash glues that are in a kind of component like this with a wand. To me, they're easier to use. Now, lash glues come in black or they come in white. I like the white that dries down clear. To me, it just works better. And then I'll show you a little trick to cover up any glue that you might see afterwards. And the biggest tip I have for you is please let your lash glue dry for 30 to 45 seconds before you apply it. If you apply the lash glue and then immediately go to put it on your eye, it is going to slip and slide. There's no tack. The glue is too wet. So you have to let the glue sit on there for 30 to 45 seconds, and then it'll get tacky to when you put it on, it just grabs right on. That is a huge tip. So if you've been applying your lash glue and then going to pop them on and they're sliding everywhere and you can't get them to stay, it's because you're not letting the glue dry long enough. I cannot stress that enough. So give yourself 30 to 45 seconds and then try to apply it, and they will grip right on. So here is what the lash looks like with the glue on. You can see how much I've applied. Just enough to coat the band, but nothing too crazy. So I'm gonna let this dry for 30 to 45 seconds. Sometimes I'll just kind of wave it around. I just hold it with my tweezer. I absolutely always apply my lashes with tweezers. I don't know if it's because I have acrylics or long nails, but to me, it is vital that I do that. Otherwise, it's slipping and sliding. I can't get it in the right section. And I always hold right in the middle of the lash to give me control. It's been a good 30 to 45 seconds, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply them. Okay, so I go ahead and sit the lash down, make sure it's secure right in that center area. So now I'm gonna take the tweezers and pull down that outer corner and make sure that it's where I want it. And then the inner corner, I am going to just kind of play with. So I just put the lash glue on the other band, and while I let it dry, I will just kind of maneuver around and secure the inner corner of this lash. My inner corner seemed to be the only area where my lash would pop up. I don't really have a problem usually, but if I do, it's always the inner corner. So I just like to reinforce and kind of put some pressure on it and make sure that it's really secure on that inner corner. Another thing I want to tell you guys is these lashes have a cotton band that's really flexible, so it's easy to work with. Some lash bands can be really tricky. They can be really thin and kind of slide around, or they can be super thick and they won't bend. These are great. This is why I wanted to partner with them, because this is a lash that I purchased before I even started working with them, and I've used multiple styles from their lashes, and they're super easy to apply for beginners or advanced. And if you are a beginner, I would stick with more natural lashes. They have really like light, wispy, pretty lashes, and they have the big doll-like lashes that are really dramatic. So whatever you're looking for, they have it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on. I feel like it's been a good 30 seconds, and I'm gonna again show you how I apply the lashes. So again, popping down that center, making sure it's secure, going with my tweezers and securing the outer corner, and then taking my tweezers and really securing the inner portion. Okay, so after you've applied the lashes and it's been a couple minutes, you can take tweezers. Now you can also take your fingers. Again, I have long nails. You can also take a tool. Sometimes they have tools that will help you meld your lashes together. I'm just gonna take my tweezers and I'm just going to kind of pinch together very lightly the lash band and my natural lashes, just so they meld better. But putting on mascara before and also curling your lashes will do the trick. Sometimes I don't have to do this, usually I don't, but it just definitely makes it look more natural. So you just want to kind of pinch them together and make sure that everything looks uniform and that just looks like your natural lashes are the falsies and it's not like a separation. And then another tip that saves me, and I do every single time, is take whatever liner you're wearing. This is if you're wearing a liner. You can see the clear glue if I look down, and so I'm gonna take whatever liner I was wearing and just go over the lash band so that it looks seamless. You can't see any glue. Now obviously you can get a black glue and use that. Black glues are just not my thing. It's really kind of up to you, but I find that a clear glue works better, and I like just going over the band. So I'm going to take my liner and just do that so that we have no kind of clear spots or anywhere that you can tell that glue has been applied. So now that I have my lashes on, I want to give you another tip. I would bring a lash glue with you in your purse if you are going out and about for the night, if you have a wedding, anything like that. And I think that's why I really prefer lash glues like this that have a wand, because there's been times when I had a little bit of lifting on the inner corner of my lash and I just went in the restroom, used the wand and really dabbed it super lightly on the corner, and then just kind of held it down for 15 seconds and it saved my lash. So you definitely want to carry it with you, and these are really nice and compact. You can carry it in your purse. You just never know when your lash will lift. I mean, it's not foolproof. It doesn't happen quite often, but some days you might have like watery eyes, or maybe you applied it when your liner was wet, you were in a rush, whatever it is. So having your lash glue with you is a huge thing. All right guys, so that's it for me and my tips for beginners on how to apply false lashes. Don't forget to check out Saucy Lashes down below, and you can use the code BabsBeauty if you want to save some cash. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'd be happy to help. Thank you guys again. I love you. I'll see you in the next video.